Hello, class. It's Mr. Beck here, and today I want to go with a warm-up, of course, as we usually do. And the warm-up is, what do you know of Steve Jobs, founder of Apple? Okay. Yes, died a few years ago. Unfortunately, uh, he's contributed greatly to our modern world. What do you know of Apple? They make iPhones, of course. Yeah, they built the Macintosh. I'm surprised that you even know what that is. Okay, so I'm gonna, for our warm up, we're gonna start off with 5 interesting facts of Steve Jobs. And after we do this warm up, you're going to your partner right next to you. I want you to discuss about what you thought was most interesting, and you're gonna just speak about it. You're gonna talk about it. So first, interesting fact is Steve Jobs was adopted by Clara and Paula Jobs shortly after he was born. His biological father was Syrian and his mother was American, so he's adopted. Secondly, he met Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak in high school when Wozniak was 18 and Jobs was 13. Can you believe that? Number three, when he was 13 years old, Jobs was given a summer job by Bill Hewlett of Hewlett Packard. He eventually cold called Hewlett to ask for parts for an electronics project. So he's very driven since a young age. Four, Jobs attended Reed College in 1974 before dropping out that same year to travel through India while studying Zen Buddhism. Okay, fifth, during a single year of study, Steve Jobs had a considerably low GPA of just 2.65. It's not that bad, but for someone considered a genius, it can be seen otherwise. So share with your peers right now, which did you find interesting, and the reasons why. I'll give you some time. All right, now we're done with the sharing. Well, I'm going to share with you guys about extensive listening and intensive listening. So extensive listening, what is it? It's basically looking at the whole picture of the thing you're listening to. The whole picture, you get the main ideas, you look at it holistically, and yeah, that's what you basically do. And on the other hand, intensive listening is going into the nitty gritty details. So if you first do extensive listening, then and move on to intensive listening, you'll be able to look at the main ideas and see the details, the specifics, the examples of those ideas. So that therefore we're going to try doing the extensive listening first, and then we'll do the intensive listening. So for the extensive listening, I don't want you to take any notes, just watch the presentation of the iPhone in 2007, which was done by Steve Jobs himself. So as you can see in the projector, listen and yeah, don't write notes and try to do extensive holistic listening. Very good. Okay, now that we have seen the presentation, what do you guys think? Pretty good, right? It's one of the most memorable or the most epic presentations that are out there. Okay, so now we'll go to intensive listening. What should you do? Like I said, go for the details, all right? So we're gonna do that. Take your notes out, make sure you are writing the intensive listening notes while you're listening to the presentation for the second time. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Okay, so very good. What have you got so far, right? Macintosh changed computer industry. Right, the 3 technologies from the extensive listening. We found out there are 3 technologies, but yes, what were they? Music, calling, okay. Internet, or Safari? Very good. Revolutionary UI touchscreen. Very good observation. I'm very impressed with all of your notes, and that's how it's done. The extensive and the intensive listening. Right. So finally, the last part of our lesson today will be about pronunciation and how you individual students can practice pronunciation even on your own. This is what I've shared with many of my students before. And basically, we work with a speech usually, and you try to mimic and repeat after a speaker and whatever phrase or sentence he or she may say. So in the let's work with the iPhone presentation, and therefore what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set it to 0.75 speed, and once Steve Jobs says something, you try to repeat what he says in the most accurate and similar way as possible, which is as similar as possible with the way he says it, and possibly you can mimic the pronunciation as well. So, all right, let's try this out.
Have years.
So it's slow because it's at 0.75 speed.
Every once in a while.
So every once in a while,
a revolutionary product comes along.
A revolutionary product comes along.
That changes everything.
That changes everything. You gotta listen very closely to each word he says, the tone, if it's high or not. And once you're able to mimic him, you'll be able to develop a habit in which you can you'll start speaking in a way similar to, you know, the ideal person that you want to kind of mimic and speak like, basically. So let's move on a bit.
And Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate.
Okay, and Apple has been, okay, let's keep going.
If you get to work on just one of these.
If you get to work on just one of these. So while you guys are looking at the projector, you can mimic his actions as well. And this is a way, students, you can basically, you know, look at your favorite speakers that Western or wherever they're from. You look at those speakers and you try to become a better speaker, communicator, presenter in this fashion. All right. So what are the things you learned today? Anybody? Okay, you learned about Steve Jobs, of course, but what else? What else? Give me more. Okay, intensive listening, right? But before that comes extensive listening. Very good. And finally, I taught you a way how you can practice pronunciation on your own. So for this class, those are the main skills that you have learned, and we will just continue to go over them as we progress in our next few classes as well.